Hey guys, and welcome to a new Dungeon Defenders 2 video. I'm your host Mr. Peter, and let's talk about the Poison Nut Tower. I know you guys have been requesting this video for a while, and I'm sorry for the wait. It's a long story, but it's finally done, and I hope you guys enjoy it. The Poison Dot Tower, or PDT for short, is a great tower to use in Onslaught. You want to use this tower for long shot lanes or for control burn lanes. This video here is to show you guys the best possible build for the PDT and to demonstrate its strength in Onslaught. As always, I talk about the base kit of the tower and then move on to the build. If you guys are only interested in the build, I've got it written in the description below, and it's also timestamped so you guys can skip ahead to the build. How convenient. PDT is a long range tower that fire multiple projectiles and inflict poison to the enemy, dealing damage over time. It fires 5 projectiles in its line of sight, and each projectile does whatever the attack damage is. From my understanding, the PDT does magical damage. However, there are some rumors that say the projectile does physical damage and the poison tips does magical damage, making this tower a hybrid. I'm not entirely sure if that is true, but I have tried this tower on a spellbreaker lane and it does really well, so it's a possibility. It's important to understand the mechanic of this tower. It will attack the first enemy, then 2 enemies, then 3, then back to the first enemy. As soon as the first enemy is dead or out of sight, the pattern will repeat. This function helps the tower to attack multiple enemies in a short period of time. However, the tower's major weakness is tanky enemies. If the first enemy is really tanky, it's possible that the enemies from behind will take no damage because the PDT is focused on the first guy. So you want to avoid bosses, lady orcs and lava guardians because they're too tanky to deal with. But overall, it's a great tower to have as I still use it in my floors. Now you know about the base kit of the tower, let's go to the build. This is what I recommend: controller, piercer and defense rate, with destruction, deadly strikes and explosive poison. The most important rule in DD2 is to max the tower's attack rate. To do this, you will need to have a gilded defense rate shard or a 10 defense rate mod. In this build, it's best to have a 10 defense rate mod so we can have more available shard slots. Funny enough, having a 10 defense rate mod will actually hit the max attack rate for this tower. You'll have to upgrade it to Chaos 8, but having it at Chaos 7 is absolutely fine. The attack rate difference is very minor. I don't expect everyone to have a 10 defense rate mod, so what you can do is have a level 3 defense rate mod and a defense rate shard. Both of these together will help you max the attack rate for this tower, but eventually you do want to upgrade the defense rate mod to a 10. For any offense towers, you want to deal percentage damage, and the best one to have is controller. Most of the time you want to combo this tower with a reflect beam or with the earth shatter. Both of these towers can do earth damage. Poison and earth creates the petrify combo, which procs the controller mod, so we're always going to deal percentage damage. You can use anti-melee instead. Both of them are really good mods for this tower, but it's up to you on what you prefer. For the last mod we have piercer. This mod is to counter geodes and shield goblins as they are anti-projectile enemies, and surprisingly they show up a lot in Onslaught. Piercer will help the tower's projectile to pierce through their shields and allow us to damage them so they can get petrified. For the shards we have destruction. This will give the tower more defense power, meaning more damage. You can find this shard in Chaos 1. Deadly strikes. This will increase the range of the tower so we can have this tower shooting from afar. You can find this shard in Chaos 3. And lastly, we have explosive poison. If an enemy poisoned by the Poison Nut Tower is killed, it detonates, dealing 178% of defense power as damage and applying poison in a small area around the enemy. This will help spread more poison to get more enemies petrified. It doesn't matter what kills the enemy, as long as they get poisoned by the Poison Nut Tower, they will explode and spread more poison. You can find the shard in Chaos 5. By the way, this shard is optional to have. So if you don't have the max attack rate, replace this shard with defense rate. You can find defense rate in Chaos 4. Or if you already have the max attack rate, you can use Vampiric empowerment. You can find this shard in Chaos 5. For the Ascension, you will always want to put 20 points onto the attack rate in the defense tree, and for the rest of the points, put it onto the PDT's defense power. In the utility tree, max out the defense crit damage and the defense crit chance. And lastly, you want to put 15 points onto the Range Gambit. The reason why we are putting 15 points onto the Range Gambit is because this tower has a range limit of 5,000 units. With the help of deadly strikes, we get a good portion of range, so we only need to put 15 points into the Range Gambit to get the max range for the tower. Putting more points onto the Range Gambit will make the tower weaker because we're trading defense power for more range that we cannot get. So only put 15 points onto the Range Gambit. However, if you have a Gilded Deadly Strikes, put 10 points onto the Range Gambit. To summarize this up, for the beginners, this is the build that you want. It doesn't matter what level the defense rate mod is, as long as you have both defense rate shard and mod, you will have the max attack rate for this tower. For players who have a 10 defense rate mod, you want to have the recommended build. However, if you're not a big fan of explosive poison, you can go with the damage route, destruction and vampiric. Or if you love this tower and you want it as your main DPS, go with mass destruction and destruction. So that's the build for the PDT. Again, everything is written in the description below, so copy and paste it or screenshot it and enjoy the build. Alright, let's demonstrate this in Onslaught. Welcome back guys, and I'm on floor 686. I'll be using the recommended PDT build to demonstrate its power. And here on the middle lane, I have a long shot frosty lane and a soft spot lane, both very difficult to deal with. So what I've done is that I've added 2 reflect beams to support this double lane. But obviously we're here to see the potential of the PDT, so every lane will have a PDT. I also added some adaptive flame rollers to help trim their health down, but mostly the PDT is going to do the heavy work. On this last lane we have a Lava Guardian, which is perfect. We can see how the PDT can perform against it. I'm going to keep this demo short and show you guys the first 2 waves. The first wave showing the PDT's capability against an ordinary lane, and the second wave to show you how it can perform against a boss. As you can see, this lane is doing fantastic. Even with the Geo trying to protect its teammates, thanks to Piercer, the PDT projectiles are able to go through the shield and petrify any enemies inside the shield. Really good stuff. This lane is mainly cyborgs, so the PDT is going to have a good time. I'm mostly interested in the middle lane and the bottom right lane, but there's not much you can see in the middle lane as it's getting dominated. The bottom lane has a shield goblin and the middle lane has a geode. Out of the 4 lanes in this map, half of them have anti-projectile enemies, showing you guys why Piercer is crucial to have in this build. Let's see if the Lava Guardian will make it through. Hold on, give me a minute. I see an assassin in the map, and if I remember, it's a headstrong assassin. That's the life of a headstrong assassin. You gotta have a tanky hero to counter them. Oops, wrong hero. There you go. It's taken a while to kill them. Yeah, it's not doing too bad against them, although they do have the mod proximity, so the flamer and the reflect beam are doing more damage than usual. Not the best boss to have. In fact, the PDT is going to win against this boss. 63 kills. 1 0 3 32. My goodness. It just shows you that even with this strong setup, the PDT comes on top by killing the most enemies in this lane. As you can see, none of these towers have a high kill count. Like I said, the PDT is doing the heavy work. 55. 1. 12. 2. I don't know how, but even with a proximity lane, the PDT still comes on top with the most kills, just showing you the raw power of the tower. When using the PDT, you want to have a T-shaped reflect beam. This is because when you use the PDT, majority of the time they'll get petrified at the front of the reflect beam. With the T-shape, you have 3 nodes at the front blasting out heavy damage, whereas the box shape, you only have 2 nodes at the front. I still use the box shape, but in this scenario, it's better to have the T-shape. Even with a large group of Frost Quibblies, they're struggling to power through. However, this is a strong setup, so I don't expect any of them to get through. Interesting. If you're wondering why I have the tree out, it's for the bees. It's a long story. Eventually I'll make a video guide on the flies. The cyborg boss is here. Assassins are anti-fun. They come in and they're like, alright everyone, the party's over. I can't even casually spectate without them intruding. Let me go to this lane, let him die, and then go back to spectating. Cool. Yeah, the PDT had a great time here. Didn't even come close to the tower. The cyborg's an easy boss to face. He will always stop at the reflect beams, so he will never push forward. I'll probably do another wave. Hopefully we get any other boss that isn't a cyborg. Ooh, this is a great boss to demonstrate this problem. I'm very positive that she's going to make it through. 112 kills, doing extremely well. 134 kills, incredible. 50 kills, a bit lacking there, but there aren't many enemies coming through here. Even the sound of the PDTs sound like they're working hard, and they're spitting out those darts. The PDTs are so good that you don't even need to do anything. I've done absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. The Simpsons is a top show. I haven't seen The Simpsons for a while. I might watch the whole series again. Well, the good old seasons. I ain't watching, what, 32 seasons? Forget about that. Ooh, she's here. Anytime, love. I just want to watch. I just want to watch. I'm out, stars. Throw it down. Throw it down. Oh, did I mess up? I think I messed up. Hopefully the mushrooms expire soon. Yes, it made it through. This is the only time where I'm happy that a Lady Orc has made it through. Yeah, the PDT isn't great against bosses. She had about 800 mil health, which sounds like a lot, but in my floors I have bosses who have over 1 billion health. You can have a lightning strike aura to solve this issue, but that's if you have the DU space. But overall, it's still a great tower to use. I'm on floor 686 and it's still doing fantastic. I hope this demo has given you a rough idea of the strengths and weaknesses for the tower. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, destroy that like button, that's going to help out the video and the channel. Subscribe for more DD2 content and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.